What's up, people? This is Masters Report, and I'm John Masters. Got a question for you. I've brought this up many times, and I'm really trying to get back to the roots of the channel, and that's talking about our rights and what the government does, the police do, that violates our rights, or it violates our privacy, violates, basically violates us. I feel so violated. But recently there was a bill that came out, and I want to talk to you about this because even though it came out the first time and it failed, the way that they often do this is they know it's going to fail. They know it's going to get a lot of publicity. But what'll happen is they'll bring it up again in another bill after changing it slightly. It's to float the thought. In other words, float it that and put it out there, make people aware that this is something that needs to be done. But the attitude of government, police, government, politicians, basically everybody who wants your money, their attitude is that you are guilty until proven innocent. And this bill, which fortunately, by the way, again, it was put out there, it was canceled, it was pulled out, it got a lot of pushback, but it was put out there so they can try to pass it again later on. So this is important for you to be aware of. Because imagine any $600 transaction, either coming into your account or going out of your account over a 12-month period of time, can trigger an IRS investigation. That's right. Think about that. That's pretty much everybody. If you talk to the Democrats, they're going to tell you, well, it's to make sure that everybody pays their fair share and the rich don't get away with tax fraud. So what if I get $1,000 in a year? I'm one of the rich people. If that's true, I'm sure the bar should have been set a whole lot higher. What they really wanted to do, and this is what was blocked, what they really wanted to do was to have access to your banking information. Because $600 isn't, it's not a lot of money nowadays. In fact, let's even look at this. Let's back this up a bit. Didn't most every American get stimulus money? Over $600 worth of stimulus money? I would have gave them. That means almost every American in the United States would be eligible or would be immediately electronically audited. Okay, congressional leadership has cut a controversial, I can say that, controversial program from their budget bill that would have allowed the IRS to gain unprecedented information from American bank accounts. Now, the program, I'm going to break this down. We don't need to go through this whole article. You know why? It's a long article. The program would have expanded the IRS's ability to look into the details of Americans' bank transactions. Originally, the IRS would have been able to gain information on all accounts with inflows and outflows of more than $600 per year. Republicans and banks strongly criticized the program, referencing reported concerns by their constituents and customers over the plan and condemning the new regulatory burdens that the program would place on the private sector. And it continues. Look, let's be honest. All governments love to spend money, especially when it's your money. I mean, think about it. Don't you enjoy spending money? Well, wouldn't politicians enjoy spending money? And the only thing better than spending your money is spending somebody else's and then keeping the stuff that you spent the money on. Anyways, that's the attitude of government. Now, as we know, and again, I'm not just saying Democrats, because Republicans do it too. Every politician does it. Just some hide it better than others. But Democrats are known for enjoying tax and spend. So most of the Democrats were behind it. Nancy Pelosi said, with all due respect, the Pearl of Antidote is not data. She applauded the approved proposal, saying, if people are breaking the law and not paying their taxes, one way to track them is through the banking measure. In other words, we're guilty. We are guilty until we prove ourselves innocent by the IRS. Oh, and by the way, it's not a judge that gets to decide, it's the IRS. Richard Neal, Democrat, Massachusetts, Chairman of the House Ways and Means Committee praised the 80 billion investment in the IRS and the agency's ability to access small bank transactions. Wait a minute. I thought this was to get the rich people, saying Democrats want to ensure tax fairness and to make sure the wealthy do not dodge their tax obligation under the new tax plan. Oh, there. He explained it, guys. It's simple, right there. It's to make sure the wealthy, in other words, people that take in more than $601 a year, they need to be checked out. Unsurprisingly, our ex head of the Fed, Janet Yellen, she said, she said during a September 30 House oversight hearing, David Kirstoff questioned Yellen over the plan, citing concerns that the program would constitute an invasion of privacy. Yellen defended the measure. By the way, remember, she's the chairman of the Treasury right now. You know, those people that print money, okay? I don't believe it's an invasion of privacy. And look, the IRS gets a great deal of information. Oh, yeah, they do. That it needs in order to make sure the taxpayers comply with the tax code. In other words, we're all tax evaders who make over $601 a year. Anyways, they go into it a little bit further, and I'm not going to get into that much detail, but it did get pushed back. What I'm curious of is if it's going to again come out in another bill, in another measure, worded differently. Like this time, it won't have as much opposition because it's probably going to say something like, "This bill applies to everybody making over $600 a year who is not a senator or a congressman of the federal government." Then it'll get support. Those guys don't want people looking into their transactions. It was dead from the very beginning. They should have known better. They should have put in that clause. All right, guys. I'm John Masters. Until next time.